Hello there, Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to Big 10 80's Udri. This one signifies that we are halfway through. I'm trying to do as much as I can. Yesterday got away from me. That's all I can say is it got away from me. Some stuff happened. Nothing disrelated, you know. But I just got into watching other stuff, so yeah. So we are talking about John Carpenter's Escape from New York from 1981. So right away, this movie had me sort of rolling my eyes, and not in a terrible way, but it's one of those movies where it's like, it presents a future version, or a version that's supposed to be the future from when this came out. It came out in 1981. The movie says that in 1988, the world goes to shit, and they classify Manhattan Island as a prison. And now this movie takes place in 1997. And I hate it when you have movies like time travel stuff has always been wibbly wobbly for me, because you always try to see, like, because I know what it looked like when it happened. Back to the Future Part 2 is now kind of ruined for me, because I fully thought that we were going to have a society looking like that by 2015. Hell, it's 2025 and we don't look anything like that. Nothing has really changed except for maybe some more technological advances. Sure, we got DVD players, Blu-ray players, we got streaming stuff. There's more technology than there was in 1985 or 1991 when that came out. 1990? 89? I don't know. Whenever that one came out. So yeah, but it's not as advanced as they said it would be. Now this is more dystopian, which I've never been really a fan of dystopian stuff like that. This is more dystopian. Like, it looks like it could be normal for all intents and purposes. They don't go too far into technological advances, but I have read up on the sequel that supposedly takes place in 2013, but Kurt Russell, from the picture on the cover of the Blu-ray, doesn't look like he's aged that much. But yeah, the story of this movie is that in 1997, the whole future of 1997, the President of the United States, what was the president's name? I forgot. I need to look it up. Luckily, it goes straight to here. Mute. It keeps the mute on. Alright. Microsoft Edge. I was on there last night. So. Donald Pleasance, who's British, plays the President of the United States with an American accent that is kinda meh. Why do you have to open another tab just to go there? Pisses me off. I had like 6 tabs on here, and there shouldn't have been. Alright, so let's look at the cast. Donald Pleasance plays the president. Fuck is he? President John Harker. So I'm assuming that his relationship with Mina did not work out after Dracula showed up. Literally, Jonathan Harker, John Hark. Come on. Yeah. So Snake Plissken is recruited by Police Commissioner Bob Hawke, spelled H-A-U-K, played by Lee Van Cleef, who's known for spaghetti westerns. But now he's recruited because Plissken just got caught for doing crimes, so I guess he's gonna get sent there anyway. But he's being sent there to rescue the president. He has 24 hours to do it. That's not a lot of time. And he takes every bit of those 24 hours despite the fact that the sun never comes up. It's always dark, and I don't know why. I was trying to say that there's total darkness in 1997 in this universe, because... So, to make sure he complies, they put a device in his head out of the Suicide Squad, and I think DC borrowed that from this, that will detonate after the 24 hours is over, if he does not get the president back. So reluctantly, Plissken obliges. So for the casting process for Snake Plissken, the studio wanted someone big, and they had an idea like Clint Eastwood, who was deemed too old. Tommy Lee Jones was approached. He declined. They'll tell me here. There's like Chuck Norris and Charles Bronson were also thrown in. But Carpenter himself wanted Kurt Russell, even though at the time he was known mostly for his family-friendly Disney movies, like The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes, or the one where he lifts the weights. I saw that one in the library. Never watched it. He was known for his Disney stuff. Yeah. So, yeah. I will say, this movie is pretty well paced, because I'm watching this, and I'm like, and he gets to the person, I'm like, well, that was pretty fast. There's gotta be more, right? So I look at it, and I'm an hour in, with the 38 minutes left, and I'm like, wow, that's paced pretty well that he's already got the president. Seems like the whole, oh, he's already got the president, but it's been an hour. But it's paced pretty well. He gets in there. So their plan is to get him in there by dropping him on the very top of the World Trade Center. Yeah, that aged well. Yep. I'm going to turn this off until I need to look at something again. So, yeah. He gets there and finds he ends up meeting with someone named Cabby, who's played by Ernest Borgnine, who take him to a guy named Brain, who's played by Harry Dean Stanton, who I guess is the big know-it-all guy. They find out that the president has been taken captive by the Duke, who is played the Duke of Manhattan, who is played, or Duke of New York, whatever, played by the late great Isaac Hayes. And there's a scene where he takes his sunglasses off and just looks at him. By the way, it's nighttime, so he got sunglasses on, but he takes it off, and I just went, "Hello, children. Hi, chef. Have you seen my boss? A chocolate salty and round." Yeah, just Isaac Hayes is the villain. Yeah. So at one point, they try to track down the president with this bracelet thing, but when they do, all they find is Buck Flower, because it is a Carpenter movie. He's in this, of course. So Plissken declares the president dead, but Hawk says, "No, you gotta keep going." But what if he really was dead? Right? He's like, "No, he's dead, I'm out of here." "No, you try to escape, we will shoot you." That's counterproductive, isn't it? Like, you try to escape, we'll blow your brains all over the place. Okay. But if the president really is still alive, then you'll have no one to go after him. So that's counterproductive to what you're trying to do, right? Really? Isn't it? No, Pliskin pushes forward. That's how he meets Cabby. Takes him to Brain. Brain is supposed to help him out. We also have Adrienne Barbeau, who was Carpenter's wife at the time, so you wonder why she's in this movie. Yeah. And, yeah, so we find out that it is the Duke that has the president, and they have to go rescue him. And, yeah. We wasted a little time. This was the only time that I was really like, what are we doing? Because it reminds me of an episode of Angel that I don't particularly care for, where he's thrown into a fighting ring. And, like, he's, like, walking, like, Pliskin's walking around what looks like a towel with a question mark on his chest. And he's got to fight the big champion, which, of course, he wins. But, like, it's done and over with quick enough where it's like, well, what was the point of that? You know? Why was that in it? It feels like it was just a waste of time. Like I said, it's paced pretty well. But we get to this scene and I went, what are we doing? Why is this in here? There's no point to it. This is not Kickboxer or Bloodsport. What are we doing? It was just to prove that Kurt Russell could be a fighting action hero guy. Because he proves it to the rest movie without this scene in there. So, I don't know. Eventually, Pliskin is able to rescue the president, who also needs this cassette tape. That's buried in 1997. Although 1997, I think CDs would have been a thing, but far be it from me. At least it wasn't a floppy disk, because it's 1981, but we have a cassette tape that has this special speech on it. This cassette tape leads to one of the most confusing moments in the movie that's supposed to be a joke, but it's confusing because I have no idea why this moment happens. We'll get to it. But like, the president's like, hey, I need that cassette tape. And Pliskin's like, oh, not now. I'll give it to you later. The whole thing. So now he has the president is gonna make it back to the World Trade Center, or try to make it back to where they can get extracted. And by this point, I think his walkie-talkie thingy is disabled, so they can try to make it in time. Stop yawning. Stop. You're not tired. Then we get to the scene on the bridge. The Duke and his men are coming after them on the bridge, which results in Brain's death. This affects Adrienne Barbeau so much that she just stands there shooting at the Duke's car, and of course he just runs her over, and the Duke gets out and makes chase. He might have not been in the car, I don't know. With the rest, the other two, Cabby is gone by now, I think, too. And so it's just not the president and him, and they get to the edge of this wall that's built around New York, Manhattan, whatever. And they put the president up there, he climbs up the thing, and then they for some reason, don't put, there's no big thing made about this. Like, he's not freaking out. He's worried about the time, but he's like, so he ends up in this fight, with the Duke. The Duke shows up and like shoots some of the guards, and then he ends up in a fight with Pliskin. And this way you think Pliskin's going to get killed by the Duke, which, by the way, would have I guess that would have worked for Hawk, because he wouldn't have to repay him, but like, he still got the cassette tape, you remember. So El Presidente Harker shoots and kills the Duke, which is a federal offense. It is a felony, and you are going to jail, Mr. President. Yeah. Since when have we ever sent our presidents to jail for crimes they obviously committed and should be thrown in jail for, but we don't? Since when has that ever happened? Anyway, so then Pliskin is brought up and he's given, he's like, hey, you got this cassette tape. He gives it to the president, and he's like, oh, hey, you free to go, but I got a job offer for you. I want you to join my force and help me out. But he just continues to walk away. Like, no, he's a free man. He's gone. And then the president, this is the confusing part. So he's like, all right, this is very important, and I want you to listen to it. Puts it in, and it's Cabby's swing music. Stuff like that. And we cut to Pliskin, who has the tape of this big important speech that is made abundantly clear throughout the film that it's very important the president airs the speech, and Pliskin smashes it. Why? Why did he do that? Why? I don't get it. It's supposed to be a funny, haha, oh, look what he did, haha, your replacement. But this speech is supposed to be one of the most important things. It's supposed to ignite peace in the world. And Pliskin destroys it. Why? If this is supposed to be a peace offering, it's supposed to unite peace throughout the entire world, why have Pliskin destroy it? It makes no sense. They go throughout this film saying how important this thing is to maintain peace and everything and make the world a better place. And I guess I just don't get it. I don't know. I want to talk about the musical score in this. It's pretty good, except for, I don't know, maybe it's because I've been watching a lot of Carpenter movies lately, but I'm just getting sick of that sound that he likes to do, that he does it in this, he does it in Halloween 2, he does it Christine. At this point, I'm just like, do we have to have that noise in every one of your movies? Because it happens a few times. The first time it happens, I'm in here making lunch, and I hear, like really? You put that in? And it happens a couple times a few times throughout this movie. I'm just like, he really loves that sound. And again, he likes to tingle the keys, or whatever, tickle the keys, is what it is. But like, that sound is just a little bit annoying to me, and it works in Halloween 3. It works in Christine because of the moments they're used in. But here, it's just a background noise. I don't know. I guess I wasn't looking at the TV to see what it was in context. But I don't know. It just seems like he likes that musical cue a lot. Especially in the 80s. Interesting enough, he didn't do that in The Thing, but I think Ennio Morricone did the score for that. So, can you imagine if the scene where the, what's his name? Copper has the heart attack? I think it's Copper. And the other guy gets to go put it in there. Right? And it bursts through and you just see that. Right? Right? Or does he use that sound for the beginning with that? I don't know. That's where it would work, by the way. Just saying. But yeah, Kurt Russell's a badass in this. They ain't gotta tell you that. You know, it's Kurt Russell. And it's one of those cases, much like with Bruce Willis in Die Hard, where nobody but the director had faith in him, and he proved he could be a badass. Because it was John McTiernan who wanted Bruce Willis, and 20th Century Fox was like, no. But who would have been better? Frank Sinatra, who was the guy you had to ask first? What if Sinatra, because that was technically a sequel to The Detective, what if Sinatra had said, alright, I'll do it? Then what? Would 20th Century Fox be like, Okay. That was really more of a, a courtesy. But okay. But no. Yeah, Kurt Russell proves he could be a badass in this, He actually suggested the eye patch himself, which is cool. It's a iconic thing. Those of you may know, not Snake Plissken, those of you who are from my generation or younger may know a character from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy who is very much like Snake Plissken because he is an homage character. I don't remember the name. Hold on. Why are you taking so long to load? Billy. Where's... And Mandy. Snake. I found him. What is he called? What is this? Haas Delgado is the character's name. Haas Delgado. I'll show you quickly. Him. If you ever seen Haas Delgado on the Grim Adventures of Billy, man, that Snake Plissken is who the character is modeled after. Very much looking like Kurt Russell, maybe with more muscles. But, yeah. But when it comes to Escape from New York, I'm going to say it's pretty good. Turn the TV off again. Where's... Back here. Why does it... Here. Alright. So let's once again try to roll. 4. 2. Alright. 2. Let's see. Oh. I almost got it out. So let's see. 2. Show me The Last American Virgin. I'm afraid to look. I did it! I found it! Yay, me! Yay, me! So where... Finally. Just finally. What are you? Oh, it's a dice. It's about time I get to watch this. So what are your thoughts on Escape from New York? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.